Hi, and welcome to a quick overview of Hamburg, the first game in the Stefanfeld City Collection. It plays 1 to 5 players and takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. It's a reimagination of Bruges. In Hamburg, you assume the role of a mayor who's competing for influence, power and status, your goal being the supreme mayor of the city of Hamburg. Using your cards, you assign construction sites and later construct buildings on these sites. Each building has a unique ability that is activated immediately at a certain phase, or you have to pay an activation cost. There are over 250 unique building powers to choose from. Additionally, you can construct a zoo that gives you extra points, or build a beautiful park that gives you each round benefits. Among the duties of the mayor is also building the city wall to protect, and looking out for other disasters that might strike, like fire, riots, or floods. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of 8 rounds and the final scoring will win the game and be the supreme mayor of Hamburg. Let's take a closer look at a game round. Each game round consists of 4 phases. In phase 1, it's all about drawing cards. Each player draws cards until he has 5 cards in hand. For each card he draws, he can decide from which pile in the display he wants to draw a card. Since the buildings are categorized into 5 different colors, you can strategically choose which cards to draw. In this case, I just draw these 4 cards. The second phase starts with the starting player rolling all 6 dice and placing them back on the game board. Then, first you look for the black die and the number. You take a cleric and place him on the same lane corresponding to the die. This does 2 things. When all clerics are placed on the lanes, that means it's the last round of the game, and after that the game ends. Second, each lane corresponds to certain building categories. And for each cleric on that lane, each of those buildings is worth 1 more point at the end of the game. And at last, players can advance on the city hall track. Therefore, they have to pay coins in the total of all 1s and 2s on the dice. In this case, I would have to pay 3 coins to advance 1 step. Phase 3 is the action phase. It's played over 4 rounds, and in each round a player plays a card and performs one of the 6 basic actions. So if I play this gray card, now my options are: first, I can take 2 workers of the same color and place them into my supply. Next thing I can do, I can choose the same color die and take coins in the amount that the die shows. Third option would be to construct the next section of my city wall. Therefore, I look for the corresponding color and have to pay the amount listed on them, and then I can construct a new section. Next option would be that I can construct a construction site. This is done by placing the card face down, therefore assigning the construction site, and I have to pay 1 worker of the card's color to the supply. My next option is actually to decrease my disaster. So in this case, I could decrease my gray disaster track by sliding 1 piece to the left, therefore decreasing the chance that the disaster is happening. And the last option would be to actually construct a building and get a building power. That you can construct a building on any construction site. It doesn't have to match the color, but you have to pay the coin cost of that building. There's also zoo and park cards. They don't need a construction site. You just have to pay the coin cost and just can place them right hand side of your player board. During all these phases, you can use the powers of your building, given that you can actually pay the activation cost. In phase 4, players check for majorities. There are 5 majorities in the game, and if you have a majority, then you just flip the corresponding marker to the other side, which means at the end of the game you will get 4 victory points for it. Even if you lose that majority during the rest of the game, the marker is not flipped back, so you hold on to the victory points. Then the start player marker is given to the next player and a new round can start. After the 8th round, the game ends and players proceed to the final scoring. Supreme Mayor will be that player who has the most victory points at the end of the game. Also included in the deluxe version of Hamburg are 6 modules that alter the gameplay in interesting and various ways. For a more detailed look, click on the other videos and download the rules here on the Kickstarter page. Thanks for watching.